Welcome back to another episode of Valuable Coins, where we dive deep into the world of numismatics, uncovering the most valuable and unique coins in the market today. If you're a coin enthusiast, collector, or simply interested in the incredible value of rare coins, you're in the right place. In today's video, we will explore two of the most fascinating and expensive United States coins currently circulating the auction market. First up, the 1957D. Lincoln Wheat Penny may look like a simple copper coin, but to coin collectors and history lovers, it's a fascinating relic from America's mid-20th century past. With its familiar design, rich legacy, and solid collector interest, this coin still finds its place in coin albums and collections across the country. In this video, we'll take a close look at the 1957D Wheat Penny, its design, history, minting details, and how much it's worth in today's market, even in good condition with some scratches. Let's begin. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking from the tradition of using allegorical representations of liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin has remained iconic for over a century. On the obverse or front side of the 1957D Wheat Penny, we see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1957. Just below the date is the small D mint mark, indicating the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The D mint mark is key for identifying where the coin was produced, and collectors use it to track variations and minting quantities. Flip the coin to the reverse side, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design that gives the wheat penny its nickname. Two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above that, in small letters, is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design remained unchanged until the Lincoln Memorial Reverse debuted in 1959. The composition of the 1957D Wheat Penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This gives the coin its warm reddish-brown tone, although with age and wear, many examples turn darker or show surface blemishes like scratches and grime. Since your coin is in good condition with some scratches, it likely has lost some of its original luster and may show wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, or the wheat stalks on the reverse. In terms of production, the Denver Mint produced an astounding 1,051,342,000 Lincoln Wheat Pennies in 1957. That's over 1 billion coins, making this year and mint mark one of the more common wheat pennies in existence because of its high mintage, even circulated. Examples are easy to find and affordable for collectors. Now let's focus on condition and value. You mentioned your coin is in good condition with some scratches. In numismatic terms, good typically means that most of the major details are still visible, but the coin has seen significant circulation. Scratches, even minor ones, can affect a coin's eye appeal and reduce its market value slightly. Despite that, a 1957D Wheat Penny in good condition is still a desirable piece, especially for those trying to complete a full set of wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958. These coins serve as affordable and accessible entry points for new collectors, young numismatists, and educators who want to introduce history through coins. So how much is a 1957D Wheat Penny worth today? In good condition with some scratches, the coin typically sells for around 5 to 15 cents. It may not sound like much, but when sold in lots or included in coin albums, these small values can add up. Many collectors buy bulk lots of wheat pennies for sorting and searching through, hoping to find higher-grade examples or rare minting errors. If your coin were in higher grades like extremely fine or about uncirculated, it could fetch between 25 cents to $1 depending on eye appeal. Uncirculated or mint-state coins can sell for $3 to $10 or more, especially if professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. But in today's auction market, your coin in circulated, good condition with scratches would generally fall in the 10 to 20 cent range, especially if bundled with similar coins or offered to the right collector, even if it's not a high-dollar coin. The 1957 Wheat penny carries educational and historical value. Think about it, this coin was minted during the Dwight D. Eisenhower presidency. It circulated during the height of the baby boom, Cold War tensions, and the early days of rock and roll. Each scratch on the coin may represent a pocket it passed through, hand it changed in, or a transaction it completed during a different time in America. The 1948 UK 1 penny coin. This coin, found in fine condition with some scratches, offers a fascinating glimpse into post-war Britain and remains a popular collectible in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about old pennies, this video will give you all the essential details about this charming coin. Let's start with a bit of background on the 1948 UK 1 penny. The year 1948 was a significant time for Britain. The country was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II, and everyday life was marked by rationing and rebuilding. Yet, even during these challenging times, the Royal Mint continued producing coins to keep the economy moving. The 1948 1 penny coin belongs to the pre-decimal currency system, which Britain used until 1971. When it switched to decimal currency, this penny is made of bronze, weighing approximately 9.4 grams, and measures 30.8 millimeters in diameter. It features a classic and recognizable design that was first introduced in 1937, during the reign of King George VI. On the obverse, you'll find the profile of King George VI facing left. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription Georgievs. Vide GBR Ohm, Rex F. DIN, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. This Latin inscription reflects the monarch's titles and the British Empire's global reach at the time. The reverse side of the coin displays the famous image of a seated Britannia, a female personification of Britain, holding a trident in one hand and resting the other on a shield adorned with the Union Jack. She sits beside a lighthouse, symbolizing strength and vigilance. The word 1 penny is inscribed beneath the figure, along with the date 1948 just below that dot. Now let's talk about the coin's condition. You mentioned the coin is in fine condition with some scratches. In numismatic terms, fine indicates that the coin shows moderate wear but still retains significant details. For example, King George VI's facial features, hair, and crown are visible, though some finer details might be worn down. Britannia's figure and surrounding elements remain clear but softened from circulation. The scratches are typical signs of a coin that has been used in everyday transactions and handled over the decades. When it comes to value, the 1948 UK 1 penny is relatively common among collectors, as millions were minted. However, condition and appeal greatly affect its market price. In fine condition with light scratches, these coins generally sell for around $1 to $3 on average in today's collector market. Coins in better condition, such as very fine or uncirculated grades, can fetch higher prices, sometimes up to $10 or more. Depending on the buyer and demand, collectors often seek these pennies to complete pre-decimal British coin collections, or to own a piece of British history that links back to the mid-20th century. It's also a coin that's accessible for beginner collectors due to its affordability and historical significance. One thing to keep in mind: always store your coins properly to preserve their condition. Use coin holders, flips, or albums too. Protect them from further scratches and environmental damage. Never clean old coins aggressively, as this can reduce their value and damage their surfaces. Next up, the 1956D Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny is a classic piece of American coinage that continues to capture the interest of collectors today. Despite being a common coin in terms of production, its rich history, distinctive design, and overall charm make it an important addition to any coin collection. In this video, we will explore the background, details, and current market value of the 1956D Wheat penny, especially focusing on an example in extra fine condition with some scratches. If you're curious about this coin and what it could be, keep watching. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Lincoln Wheat penny series was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness. The obverse side displays a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, one of the most revered figures in American history. On the obverse of the 1956D penny, you'll see the word Liberty to the left of Lincoln's portrait. In God We Trust arching over his head, and the date 1956 to the right. Below the date is the small letter D, the mint mark indicating this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Turning the coin over, the reverse side features two stalks of wheat along the edges, which gave this series its popular nickname, the Wheat penny. Between the wheat stalks are the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum curved along the top. This design remained in use until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, the 1956D. Lincoln Wheat penny was made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the familiar reddish-brown color that many collectors find appealing. Over time, circulation and environmental factors can affect a coin's surface color and condition, but coins in extra fine condition still retain much of their original detail and sharpness. Now, let's talk about what it means for a coin to be in extra fine condition. Extra fine, or XF, is a grade given to coins that show light wear on the highest points but maintain sharp detail across the design. For a 1956D penny, this means Lincoln's hair details, the wheat stalks, and lettering are still clearly visible, though some wear and minor scratches might be present, which is common for coins that have circulated but have been well cared for. You mentioned that this particular coin has some scratches, which can affect its overall appearance and value. Scratches, depending on their severity and location, can detract from the coin's eye appeal and may reduce its price slightly. However, in the extra fine grade, minor surface marks are generally expected and tolerated by collectors. As for rarity and mintage, the Denver Mint produced about 635 million Lincoln Wheat pennies in 1956. While this is a large number, making the coin relatively common, finding one in extra fine condition is a bit more challenging. Most coins from this year were heavily circulated, so an extra fine specimen offers a nice balance between affordability and quality. So, what is the current value of a 1956D Lincoln Wheat penny in extra fine condition with some scratches? In today's coin market, such a coin generally commands a price in the range of 50 cents to $1.50. The value depends on several factors, including the coin's eye appeal, color, and the severity of any scratches or wear. Coins with better color and fewer marks can push closer to the higher end of that range. For coins that are graded professionally by services such as PCGs or NGC and receive a mint state grade, the value can be significantly higher, sometimes ranging from $3 to $10 or more, depending on the specific grade and market demand. However, those are typically coins with no visible wear and excellent eye appeal. Despite its modest monetary value, the 1956D Lincoln Wheat penny carries a lot of historical significance. Minted during the post-war era, this penny was part of everyday life in America during the 1950s period of growth, optimism, and change. Imagine how many pockets it passed through, the countless purchases it helped complete, and the stories it could tell if it could speak. Even with some scratches, this coin remains a meaningful collectible. It's a snapshot of mid-20th century America, reflecting both the era's economic conditions and the enduring respect for Lincoln's legacy. Whether you're a beginner, collector, or a seasoned numismatist, owning a 1956D wheat penny in extra fine condition is a solid and affordable way to connect with American history. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is a remarkable piece of American coinage history. This 1-cent coin may seem small in value, but its story is part of a much larger narrative that ties into the nation's economy, design, evolution, and the enduring image of President Abraham Lincoln. Minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mark beneath the date, this coin was struck during a time of post-war growth and American optimism. Despite being in dirty condition with scratches, the coin still holds a place in the hearts of collectors and hobbyists. The obverse of the 1956 wheat penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This profile of Lincoln has become one of the most recognized images in American numismatics. It was the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating U.S. coin, and Lincoln's presence on the penny continues to this day. On this side of the coin, the inscriptions include "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1956 to the right, with a small D mint mark beneath the date signifying production at the Denver Mint. The reverse of the coin displays two stylized wheat stalks arching inward from both sides, framing the bold denomination 1 cent in the center. Just below, we find the words "United States of America," and above the denomination appears the Latin motto "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one." This classic wheat ears design remained in use from 1909 until it was retired in 1958, making the 1956D penny one of the last in this long-running series. The composition of the 1956 wheat penny is primarily copper, 95% copper, and 5% tin and zinc. This gives the coin its characteristic reddish-brown color, although time and wear can significantly alter its appearance. In your case, the coin is in dirty condition, meaning its surfaces may be darkened, toned, or coated in grime from years of circulation and exposure. The scratches are typical signs of wear, especially for coins that have seen extended use in daily commerce. These scratches may appear across Lincoln's face, coat, or on the reverse, across the wheat stalks and lettering. Despite its imperfections, the 1956D penny remains a collectible item, especially for those assembling complete sets of Lincoln wheat pennies. Over 1.0 billion of these coins were produced at the Denver Mint, which makes this issue very common in circulated grades. The massive mintage means that most 1956D pennies found today are in average circulated condition, like yours. However, condition and rarity are key drivers of coin value in today's market. In its current state dirty, with some scratches and likely showing wear on the high points of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks, this coin falls into the category of low to average circulated condition. Most examples in similar condition typically sell in the market for about 5 to 10 cents. Some well-worn coins may go for just face value to casual buyers, but collectors who focus on day-tanned mint mark combinations may still seek out even heavily circulated examples. For a coin to be worth more, condition becomes crucial. If a 1956D penny is found in very fine to extremely fine condition, it might be worth 15 to 30 cents. Uncirculated examples with original red luster can range in value from $1 to $3, with higher grades certified by professional grading services fetching $5 to $10 or more depending on eye appeal and toning. Special examples like proof-like strikes or coins with unique errors such as die cracks or off-center minting, can also bring higher values. Still, even in dirty condition, this 1956 D penny is a tangible piece of American heritage. It circulated during the Eisenhower administration and was part of everyday life for millions of Americans during the 1950s. Each scratch, each smudge, tells the story of where the coin has been, whether it was spent at a local soda fountain, dropped into a piggy bank, or passed through countless hands over the decades. Collectors value the 1956 D wheat penny not just for its metal, but for its historical context. The late wheat cent years, including 1956, are popular among those building full detachment collections. And Denver minted coins are often pursued as part of the trio from each year: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, though in this case, only Philadelphia and Denver issued cents in 1956, even with some scratches and in less than perfect shape. This coin is far more than just a penny. It's a snapshot of mid-century America, an object that reflects the economy, craftsmanship, and values of the time. For new collectors, it offers an affordable entry into the world of numismatics, while for seasoned hobbyists, it's an essential piece of a larger set. Next up, the 1953D Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny is a humble yet historically meaningful coin that continues to hold the interest of collectors and numismatists around the world. While it may not be the rarest or most expensive penny ever minted, it remains a solid representation of mid-20th century American coinage. In this video, we'll take a detailed look at the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny minted in Denver, with a large date, in fine condition, and bearing some scratches. We'll discuss its background, condition details, and most importantly, its value in today's collector's market. Let's start with the history and design. The Lincoln Wheat penny series began in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The series was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real person's likeness, and has since become one of the most collected coins in American numismatic history. On the obverse side of the 1953D penny, you'll see a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head are the words "In God We Trust." To his left is the word "Liberty." And to the right is the date 1953, followed by the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The large date style means the numerals are prominent and well-spaced, a small detail that adds a touch of visual clarity to the coin's design. The reverse side displays two stylized stalks of wheat along the left and right rims, closing the phrases 1 cent and United States of America. Above those is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. This classic wheat reverse was used from 1909 to 1958 and is one of the most iconic designs in American numismatics. The 1953D penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives it its traditional reddish-brown hue. Due to the metal composition, these coins can develop different tones over time, especially when exposed to air, moisture, or handling. Some can turn darker, while others can develop beautiful natural toning that enhances their value, though that depends on collector preferences. In terms of condition, this coin is described as being in fine condition with some scratches. A fine grade indicates moderate wear across the coin's surface. Lincoln's facial details and hair may show smoothing, and some of the lettering might be soft, but all major design elements are still visible. Scratches are a common issue for circulated coins and can slightly impact the coin's appeal and value, especially if they cross key design areas like Lincoln's face or the wheat stalks. Now, let's talk about mintage and rarity. The Denver Mint struck over 700 million of these pennies in 1953, more precisely 700,515,000. This high mintage makes the coin fairly common in circulated condition. which means many examples are still available today. However, coins in fine or better condition still attract buyers due to the coin's historic significance and collectible nature. As of today's market, what is the coin actually worth? A 1953D Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition with some scratches typically sells for around 10 cents to 25 cents. While this might not seem like much, it's important to remember that value in numismatics isn't always about high dollar amounts. Many collectors are drawn to coins like this because of their place in American history, the nostalgia they bring, or their role in completing a collection to higher-grade versions of the 1953D penny. Those in extra fine or uncirculated condition can be worth $1 to $5 or more, depending on eye appeal, color, and whether or not they've been professionally graded. Mint state examples, especially those with original luster and sharp detail, can be worth even more, particularly if they're free from scratches and blemishes. Despite being a common coin, the 1953D penny is special because it connects us to the post-war era of American history. It circulated during a time of great economic growth, industrial expansion, and cultural transformation in the United States. It likely passed through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers, playing its small role in the daily life of ordinary Americans. This is what makes even scratched or worn coins worth collecting. Each one has a story, a past, and a place in the larger picture of American coinage. Whether you found this coin in a collection, inherited it from a relative, or picked it up from a flea market, it holds value not just in cents or dollars, but in heritage. So if you have a 1953D Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition with some scratches, know that it's a meaningful piece. It might not make you rich, but it adds character to any collection and offers a glimpse into a fascinating chapter of U.S. history. Or handed out as change at the corner market. Next up, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a timeless symbol of American history. Although it's a small 1-cent coin, its connection to the past and its legacy in U.S. coinage make it a special piece for collectors and enthusiasts alike. This particular coin comes from the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark, and features the large date style. It is in dirty condition with some scratches, which is common for circulated coins that have passed through countless hands over the decades. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, officially known as the Lincoln Cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to bear the image of a real historical figure and remains a staple of American coinage to this day. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Wheat Penny showcases a profile of President Lincoln on the obverse. This design was so well received that it has endured in various forms for well over a century. On the obverse of the 1945 penny, we see Lincoln facing to the right. The words "In God We Trust" are inscribed above his head. To his left is the word "Liberty," and to the right is the date 1945. The absence of a mint mark below the date tells us this coin was minted in Philadelphia, as that mint traditionally did not place a mint mark on cents during that time. The large date is bold and easy to distinguish, a helpful feature for collectors identifying this year. The reverse of the coin is equally iconic. It features two stylized ears of wheat that curve upward along each side. Between them, the denomination. 1 cent is printed prominently, with United States of America just beneath it. At the top is the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, symbolizing unity in the United States. This reverse design remained in place until 1958, after which the Lincoln Memorial design replaced it in 1959, made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This penny reflects the standard composition used for most Lincoln cents from 1909 until the early 1980s. Because of the high copper content, the coin tends to develop a brown, red-brown, or even dark tone over time. In this case, your 1945 penny is described as dirty, meaning it likely has surface discoloration or residue from years of handling and environmental exposure. Such condition issues are common in coins that have been in circulation for many decades. In terms of wear, this coin has some scratches, which is typical for its age. While scratches reduce a coin's eye appeal and technical grade, they don't erase its value entirely, especially for those building circulated collections or sets based on historical significance rather than perfection. In dirty condition with light to moderate scratches, the coin likely shows wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat, while the wheat stalks on the reverse may be flattened or partially faded. Over 1 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in Philadelphia. In 1945, with such a large mintage, these coins are widely available in the collector's market. This makes them common in circulated grades, but still sought after by collectors who appreciate coins from the World War II era. The end of the war in 1945 marked a turning point in American and global history. And this coin represents a small, yet tangible artifact from that period in today's market. The value of a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, in dirty condition, with scratches, typically ranges between 5 to 15 cents. If the coin has strong details despite the wear, it might fetch a bit more, perhaps up to 25 cents to the right buyer. These values are based on online auction results and coin dealer price lists as of this year. While not high in dollar value, such coins still hold historical and educational worth. If this coin were in better conditions, say very fine or extremely fine with minimal wear, it could be worth 30 to 50 cents. Uncirculated examples with full red luster and no blemishes can go for $3 to $8, depending on eye appeal and whether the coin has been professionally graded. But circulated and dirty examples like yours are more commonly collected for completion purposes, particularly by those who enjoy filling Lincoln wheat cent albums. Collectors are drawn to the 1945 Lincoln penny not only for its affordability, but also for its connection to a momentous time in American history. It circulated during a period of economic recovery, global change, and post-war optimism. Holding such a coin invites reflection on how far the nation has come and how currency connects us to our shared past, though it may not hold high monetary value. The 1945 wheat penny is a cornerstone for many beginner and intermediate coin collections. Its common nature makes it accessible, while its historic roots give it meaning. Whether found in a pocket change jar, inherited from a grandparent, or picked up at a coin shop, this coin remains a cherished piece of Americana. Next up, the 1946 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a classic piece of American numismatic history. Although this coin may seem small in denomination, its historical significance and collectability make it an interesting piece for coin collectors across the world. This particular coin, featuring a large date and minted in Philadelphia, comes in very fine condition with some scratches, a condition many collectors are familiar with when dealing with circulated coins from the mid-20th century. Today, we'll dive deep into this coin's background, design details, and current value in the collector's market. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and continued until 1958, making it one of the longest-running series in U.S. coinage. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. This marked a departure from the earlier U.S. coin tradition of featuring allegorical figures. By 1946, the coin had become a familiar sight in the pockets and purses of Americans, serving as a workhorse of everyday commerce. The obverse of the 1946 Lincoln penny shows the right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln. Above his head, the phrase, "In God We Trust," arches across the top. To the left of the portrait is the word liberty, and to the right, the date 1946, Because this coin has no mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia, the original U.S. mint, and the one that traditionally did not include mint marks on coins during that time. The large date style is characteristic of the coin and adds visual prominence to the year. The reverse side of the coin is equally iconic. It features two wheat ears curving upward along the left and right edges, which give the coin its wheat penny nickname. Between these ears are the bold words 1 cent and just beneath that, United States of America. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one sits at the top center, reminding us of the unity the coin symbolized during a time just after World War II. That this coin is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Because of this high copper content, the coin may exhibit some color variation, especially over time. Exposure to air, handling, and moisture may result in darkening, dulling, or uneven toning. Your coin is described as being in very fine condition, which means it retains a good amount of detail. Lincoln's hair and coat lines should still be visible. And the wheat stalks on the reverse will show some definition, although some minor wear will be present. The scratches you've noted are common in coins that have been circulated for several decades, but as long as they don't interfere heavily with key details, the coin still holds collector appeal. In terms of mintage, the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was produced in great numbers. Over 991 million coins were struck in Philadelphia alone that year. This makes it a very common date among Lincoln wheat pennies, particularly in lower and mid-grade conditions. However, coins in better condition are still desirable to collectors, especially those trying to assemble a full date and mint mark set. Now let's look at the coin's value in today's market. A 1946 Lincoln wheat penny from the Philadelphia mint in very fine condition with some light scratches generally sells for around 10 to 25 cents. While this is more than its face value, it is still within the reach of entry-level collectors. If the coin were in extra fine or about uncirculated condition with minimal wear, it could bring in a slightly higher price closer to 50 cents or even $1 if the eye appeal is strong. Uncirculated examples, especially those graded by a professional service like PCGs or NGC, can fetch higher values. A mint state 1946 wheat penny with full original red luster and no visible wear might be valued anywhere from $5 to $15, depending on how sharp and clean the strike is. But your coin, being circulated and showing some scratches, fits comfortably into the affordable range for those building a historical collection without spending large amounts. While it's not considered a rare or high-value coin, the 1946 Lincoln penny is a wonderful piece of American history. It represents a time when the nation was transitioning from wartime to peacetime, and coins like this were in the hands of people who lived through significant moments in history. Every coin like this tells a story, whether it was used in a small town, general store, a city diner. Next up, the 1945 UK 1 penny coin. This coin, found in very fine condition with some scratches, carries a rich story from the post-World War II era and remains a popular collectible among both novice and experienced coin collectors. In this video, we'll explore the history, design, and market value of this classic penny. The 1945 UK 1 penny comes from a pivotal time in Britain's history. The country was still recovering from the immense challenges of World War II, with rationing still in effect and the nation rebuilding its economy and infrastructure. Coins like this penny were part of everyday life, changing hands frequently and helping to keep commerce flowing during a period of great transformation. This coin belongs to Britain's pre-decimal currency system, which was used until 1971. The penny was a bronze coin weighing approximately 9.4 grams and measuring 30.8 millimeters in diameter. making it a substantial and solid piece of currency. On the obverse side of the 1945 penny, you'll find the portrait of King George VI, who ruled Britain from 1936 until his death in 1952. The portrait shows the king facing left, surrounded by the Latin inscription Georgius vi d. G. Brom. N. Rex F. D. Ind. Imp. This translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India, reflecting the monarch's full titles during that era. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the iconic seated figure of Britannia, a symbol of British strength and resilience. Britannia is shown sitting beside a lighthouse, holding a trident and resting her arm on a shield, emblazoned with the Union Jack. Below this image are the words 1 penny and the date 1945. Your coin is described as being in very fine condition with some scratches. In coin grading terms, very fine means that while the coin has seen circulation, the majority of its details remain sharp and clear. The king's facial features, hair, and crown are well defined, and the intricate details of Britannia's figure and surroundings are still visible. The scratches are normal signs of wear and use, but do not significantly detract from the coin's overall appeal. Now, let's talk about the value of this 1945 UK penny in today's market. Due to its age and historical significance, this coin holds value beyond its original face amount. In very fine condition, with some minor scratches, the 1945 penny typically sells for approximately $3 to $8. Prices can vary depending on the specific coin's eye appeal, color, and demand among collectors. Coins in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated condition, can command much higher prices, sometimes reaching upwards of $15 or more at auction, especially if they have strong original luster and minimal damage. However, coins with heavy wear or severe scratches are usually valued closer to their metal content or face value. Collectors often seek out these pennies to complete their pre-decimal British coin collections or as historical souvenirs of mid-20th century Britain. The 1945 penny, coming from the final years of World War II, carries an emotional and historical resonance, making it a favorite among those interested in coins that tell a story. If you're planning to keep your 1945 penny in your collection, it's important to store it properly to preserve its condition. Use protective holders, coin flips, or albums to guard against further scratches and environmental damage. Avoid cleaning the coin yourself, as improper cleaning can reduce its value and damage its surface. In conclusion, the 1945 UK 1 penny coin in very fine condition with some scratches is a wonderful piece of British history and a meaningful addition to any coin collection. Its design, age, and connection to a significant historical period make it a fascinating item for collectors around the world. Thank you for joining us today on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest coin videos. Feel free to leave a comment below, sharing your own coin stories or questions. We always love hearing from our viewers.